So time matters in these type of ongoing frauds. You have the money coming in, you have the fraudsters who are trying to get it out of the bank as quickly as they can. And the longer it takes them to get the money out, the more likely it is that they'll be frustrated at getting the money out. So on the Friday when the money first came in, there was a lot of interesting things that happened. One was the wires came in, and the wires had attributes about them that really did cause people concern, such as, they were being labeled as large infrastructure projects uh, from Bangladesh, but they're going into dormant individual accounts in the Philippines. We're talking $81 million, which is an enormous amount of money for any bank at a consumer level, and certainly for dormant accounts is very unusual. You have the fact that the operations group, placed the hold on it early evening on Friday. You have the banking center manager that's doing all sorts of things to try to move the money as quick as possible, including the fact that she takes a certain amount of the cash, she puts it in a cardboard box, and she has someone drive to the banking center in her car, and they run the box out to the car. So she's clearly trying to cash out from her perspective as soon as she can. You have the CCTVs that were not working at this time, which is viewed in retrospect as more than a coincidence. You have some FX transactions occurring. You have the fact that they didn't really think through everything, and they had to open an account on the fly because they didn't think through some of the FX issues. And then, as we've talked about before, you have the treasurer, Raul Tan, who's coming in and looking at this, and he lifts the hold just a few hours later. And there's been a lot of questions as far as why would someone that senior, given all of the facts that were available to him, why would he lift the hold at that point in time? Particularly, they were past business hours and they were going into a weekend. So what was the urgency? So that's on Friday. Then we go through the weekend where there is various attempts at communication via Swift, but because of some compromised systems and because of the weekend and the fact that people aren't there, there's disruption of the communication. And then the following week, you have a lot of banking transactions that are occurring where they're trying to get the money out, and eventually they get the money out to Philippine casinos, where that goes on for several weeks, and then eventually you get the post casino forensic reconstruction of what was happening.